From the boundless oceans to the lush green forests, Earth has long been home to some of the largest and most awe-inspiring creatures ever to walk the planet. Some grew to such immense proportions that it is difficult to even comprehend their true size. From towering herbivores to fearsome predators, these colossal beings left an indelible mark on the history of life. In this video, we will explore some of the greatest animals ever to exist on Earth and reveal which of them still survives today. From the gigantic, long-necked dinosaurs that roamed ancient lands to the massive beasts that once ruled the seas, prepare to be astonished by the scale of nature's giants. If you love dinosaurs, get ready to uncover the answers to all of this, and much more. Many of us grew up learning that Brontosaurus and Diplodocus were the largest creatures ever to live, their images immortalized as the quintessential plant-eating giants displayed in museums for over a century. Yet, over time, we have come to realize that even these massive animals were not the biggest of them all. During a period known as the dinosaur renaissance, spanning from the 1970s through the 1990s, countless new fossils were unearthed. Among them, the remains of Ultrasaurus, Seismosaurus, and Supersaurus. But there was a problem. Many of the sensational field announcements about these supposed giants did not hold up once the specimens were examined in the lab. Unfortunately, numerous fossils discovered during that era were later lost, destroyed during World War II, or so fragmentary that they could not be properly preserved. To this day, the most complete skeleton of a giant herbivorous dinosaur ever found belongs to Brachiosaurus. This enormous animal measured between 56 and 72 feet in length and could stand as tall as 43 feet. It may have weighed as much as 70 tons. Its forelimbs were longer than its hind limbs, allowing Brachiosaurus to reach the highest branches without bending its long neck. Some paleontologists even believe it could occasionally rear up on its hind legs to feed. With such staggering size, Brachiosaurus had virtually no natural predators, and estimates suggest it could live for up to 100 years. One of the largest herbivores ever to walk the Earth roamed the planet about 100 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous, alongside many other gigantic sauropods. It was Patagotitan majorum, more commonly known as the titanosaur. Multiple fossils of this species have been discovered, including a femur that measured nearly 8 feet long. From these remains, scientists reconstructed a complete skeleton, now displayed at the American Museum of Natural History, IC, so large that its head and neck extend out into the hallway. The titanosaur is estimated to have weighed around 69 tons, more than 10 fully grown African elephants. Once mature, it was so massive that few predators could have posed any threat. Yet surprisingly, there was an herbivore even larger than the titanosaur, Argentinosaurus. This species was officially named in 1993, though its first evidence had been found 6 years earlier, in 1987. At the time, a cattle herder stumbled upon an enormous fossil roughly the size of an adult man. He had no idea he was looking at a piece of an ancient dinosaur, assuming instead that it was a petrified log. It turned out to be a gigantic vertebra belonging to a new species of sauropod. As with many great discoveries, no complete skeleton of Argentinosaurus has ever been recovered. Nevertheless, the available fossils have allowed paleontologists to estimate its true scale, between 121 and 131 feet in length, and weighing roughly 90 to 100 tons. But not all giant herbivores walked on 4 legs. Some bipedal plant-eaters also reached tremendous size, so large in fact that they surpassed even Tyrannosaurus-rex and Spinosaurus, which we will explore shortly. For decades, the only evidence scientists had of a mysterious giant dinosaur called Dinocairus, Umnoke, a large omnivorous theropod, was a pair of arms more than 8 feet long, with claws measuring 8 inches each, the largest ever known from a bipedal dinosaur. This discovery was made in the Gobi Desert in 1965. The species was named Dinocairus mirificus, meaning terrible hands in Greek. Fossils show that this creature measured about 33 feet long, stood at least 15 feet tall, and weighed more than 9 tons. But what were those massive arms and claws used for? Many paleontologists believe Dinocairus may have used them to rake vegetation, ISR, or even to catch fish. Still, it likely did not hesitate to seize any small animal unfortunate enough to wander too close. In addition, this strange dinosaur possessed a broad back with a large hump. Frightening as that may sound, there existed another bipedal herbivore even larger. Around 100 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous, a colossal hadrosaurid roamed what is now the Shandong Peninsula in China. Its scientific name is Shantungosaurus giganteus, or Shandong lizard, one of the largest ornithischian dinosaurs ever discovered. An adult Shantungosaurus could grow up to 54 feet long, with the largest individuals weighing as much as 16 tons. Its skull alone stretched over 5 feet in length. Like all hadrosaurs, it had a massive, toothless beak, but inside its jaws were roughly 1,500 tiny teeth for grinding vegetation. It was also a curious animal. Near its nostrils was a large cavity that paleontologists believe may have been covered by a thin, inflatable membrane used to produce sounds. As adults, Shantungosaurus were likely so large and imposing that few predators dared to challenge them. Yet they all had one thing in common. Each of these giant dinosaurs was on the menu for a carnivore. The last two species mentioned were most likely preyed upon by Tarbosaurus. Discovered in the Gobi Desert, this fearsome predator measured between 33 and 39 feet long and, when fully grown, weighed about 4.5 tons. Like every carnivorous predator of its age, Tarbosaurus hunted and consumed anything it could bring down. It had thick, elongated legs that allowed it to move with surprising agility. What set this fearsome hunter apart was a unique locking mechanism in its jaw. Over a yard long and armed with between 58 and 64 large, razor-sharp, blade-like teeth roughly 8.3 centimeters in length. In practice, once it clamped down on its prey, the jaws locked tight and escape became impossible. Tarbosaurus was rightly the king of dinosaurs in ancient Asia, but in North America there was a king even more terrifying. That, of course, was Tyrannosaurus-rex in T1, the most beloved dinosaur of all, though meeting one in real life would have been a nightmare. Rex was certainly among the largest meat-eating dinosaurs, stretching up to 12.3 meters and weighing roughly 8.8 tons. For an animal of that size, it was still remarkably fast. Some scientists suggest that the tyrant lizard king could run between 20 and 32 kilometers per hour, and anything not quick enough to flee faced a jaw over 1.2 meters long, fitted with 50 to 60 banana-sized teeth capable of delivering a bite force of up to 12,814 pounds. Recent studies even propose that T-Rex may have grown as much as 70% larger than what our fossils currently suggest. If so, the biggest individuals could have weighed up to 15 tons, one vise, heavier than an average city bus. With that crushing bite and teeth reaching 30 centimeters in length, T-Rex was almost certainly an apex predator able to subdue nearly any target. Yet for all its size and spectacle, T-Rex was not the largest carnivore. The next contender is known from incomplete remains, but its scale is still clear. Giganotosaurus stood about 6 meters tall and stretched roughly 13.7 meters in length. Even so, paleontologists think Giganotosaurus had a skull comparable in size to T-Rex, but a weaker bite. On the other hand, its jaws may have opened and closed more rapidly, allowing it to deliver a flurry of strong repeated bites, whereas T-Rex relied on a bone-crushing chomp. Giganotosaurus likely held a speed advantage with powerful leg muscles. Estimates place it at up to 50 kilometers per hour. Although it may have been larger overall, if these two titans ever met, wisdom suggests Giganotosaurus should choose to run. There was, however, another dinosaur just as formidable, perhaps even more so, the legendary Spinosaurus. First discovered in 1912 by the German paleontologist Ernst Stromer in Egypt, its original fossils were tragically destroyed during World War II. Fortunately, Stromer's meticulous drawings and notes allowed later scientists to reconstruct its general appearance. Spinosaurus bore a crocodile-like snout with conical teeth and large curved claws designed to seize slick prey such as 7.5-meter sawfish or giant lungfish. That makes perfect sense, because late Cretaceous Egypt was a tropical oasis laced with brackish riverways, teeming with sharks and other massive fish. Since then, researchers working in the Sahara of Morocco have uncovered nearly the entire tail of Spinosaurus. With a towering sail on its back, this animal stood up to 6.5 meters tall, possessed a skull about 1.75 meters long, and may have measured between 14 and 18 meters from snout to tail, weighing between 12 and 20 tons. Despite its many aquatic adaptations, Spinosaurus was something of a hybrid and could still hunt on land when necessary. In a clash with Giganotosaurus, it might well have prevailed. But against T-Rex, with its devastating bite and 30-centimeter teeth, Spinosaurus would have faced a truly equal foe. Shastasaurus was an ancient marine reptile from the late Triassic, approximately 210 to 215 million years ago. It is regarded as one of the largest marine reptiles ever discovered, with individuals reaching up to 20 meters in length. Comparable in size to today's blue whale, it was among the greatest giants ever to inhabit the oceans. Shastasaurus was a master swimmer, with a sleek, elongated body and paddle-like forelimbs that enabled efficient movement through the water. Its tail likely functioned much like that of a modern dolphin, generating powerful thrust. As a carnivore, Shastasaurus most likely hunted fish and other smaller marine animals. Millions of years later, another apex hunter came to dominate the seas, Megalodon, the so-called giant-toothed shark. This colossal shark lived during the Miocene and Pliocene, roughly between 23 and 3.6 million years ago, and it remains one of the largest predators ever to swim the world's oceans. Megalodon may have reached 18 meters in length and weighed about 60 tons. For comparison, the largest great white sharks today measure around 6 meters and weigh roughly 2.5 tons. Megalodon's immense size was driven in part by its diet, large marine mammals, including whales. Its bite force is estimated at between 10 and 18 tons, more than 10 times that of the largest modern great white. Such power allowed it to shear through thick blubber and dense bone with ease. And yet, despite its dominance, Megalodon went extinct about 3.6 million years ago. The exact cause remains debated, with hypotheses ranging from climate change and prey scarcity to competition with other top predators. One potential rival was the prehistoric whale Leviathan melvillei. This giant predatory sperm whale lived roughly 12 to 13 million years ago during the Miocene. It may have grown to 17 or 18 meters and weighed between 50 and 60 tons. Leviathan wielded enormous jaws lined with teeth up to 36 centimeters long, the largest teeth of any known predatory animal. These blade-like weapons were perfectly suited to rending large prey such as whales, seals, and dolphins. Although often imagined as a direct adversary of Megalodon, in reality the two likely did not compete, as they inhabited different regions and, at times, different ages of the seas. On land, another giant emerged, Paraceratherium, among the largest terrestrial mammals ever known. A hornless member of the rhinoceros family from the Oligocene, Paraceratherium may have weighed up to 18 tons, roughly the mass of 3 to 4 adult African elephants, ATE, and stood more than 5.5 meters tall at the shoulder. With a long neck and a relatively small head, it specialized in browsing high foliage. In North America, a different behemoth, Daeodon of the Entelodont family, ruled during the Oligocene and Miocene. It stood over 2 meters at the shoulder and weighed up to 500 kilograms. Daeodon was an omnivore, consuming everything from plants and carrion to small animals. It vanished about 5 million years ago, likely due to climate shifts and competition with other predators. Among reptiles, Australia was once home to Megalania, a giant monitor lizard of the Pleistocene. Megalania may have reached 6 meters in length and weighed between 600 and 700 kilograms, making it one of the largest lizards ever known. It likely hunted large animals and may even have encountered early humans around 50,000 years ago. Today, the oceans still shelter living giants. The sperm whale is the largest toothed whale, stretching up to 18 meters and weighing more than 60 tons. It is an extraordinary diver, capable of plunging to depths of 3,000 meters and holding its breath for over an hour. But the true leviathan is the blue whale, the largest animal ever to exist on Earth. A blue whale can reach 30.5 meters in length and weigh up to 200 tons, far surpassing any dinosaur. Its heart weighs about 680 kilograms and can pump 10,000 liters of blood with each beat. Its call reaches 188 decibels, ATA, louder than a jet engine, and individuals can live between 80 and 90 years. Sadly, only about 10,000 remain in the wild today, making the species endangered, and that is the grand tour of Earth's greatest giants. We hope you enjoyed exploring these extraordinary creatures and their astonishing dimensions. If you found this video informative and compelling, please like and subscribe to continue discovering more remarkable stories about our planet, the cosmos, and everything in the vastness between. Thank you for watching.